Nothing like a hot cup of joe to wake me up in the morning. And at 10 a.m., with all the girls in the office, there's that coffee break. Oh, and I have to have my caffeine at lunch to get me through the afternoon. And there's nothing like a good, stiff shot of espresso to round out a perfectly scrumptious meal. Hi, I'm Sarah Jane Scott McFrank, and this is Really Smart People Talk About Important Stuff. Today we're going to talk about caffeine and Seattle's love affair with espresso carts. I have a panel of experts to let us know exactly where Seattle stands. As I understand, Seattle drinks more coffee and espresso per capita than any other city in the nation.
Hallelujah.
To my right, I have Andrea Pilsner, and she works for Cliffbury's Fine English Teas. Is that right?
That's right. I'm still a sales representative for Cliffbury's, and unfortunately, we've been going through a little bit of a marketing problem. We had thought we'd done our research, and we thought that Seattle was going to be a great market for teas, fine blends of teas, the herbal and the black teas, and unfortunately that hasn't been the case. So we're sort of rethinking all of our marketing, thinking our advertising and sales approaches, and that's what I'm going to talk about.
Great! Nice to have you here. And next to Andrea is Roger Nixon. Hello, Roger.
Hello.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Looks like you just woke up.
Yeah. I've been wearing this outfit for about 15 years. I don't have to leave my house anymore. Everything's computerized. I'm a local distributor of coffee around Seattle. I make my living at home.
Ah, I see. And you are a caffeine drinker.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Roger.
To meet you.
Now, sitting across from Roger is Jute Westerly, and he belongs to a group called CLAC. Now, what exactly does CLAC stand for?
CLAC means Cowboys, Loggers, Athletes Against Coffee Consumption, and I'm the president of this organization. And basically, what we see is coffee's become a real problem in the United States, and it's spreading like wildfire, and Seattle happens to be one place that we're targeting, and we're trying to inform people and head this thing off at the pass because, quite frankly, it's a real problem.
Coffee as a problem. Thank you, Jute. And sitting next to Jute is Linda Boren.
That's
Hi,
right.
Linda. Nice
Hi.
to have you here.
Thank you very much.
As I understand, you're a recovering caffeine addict. Is that right?
I am. It all started, well, I've brought a videotape that I now travel through schools with, and I illustrate where I hit bottom with my caffeine addiction, and I'm just so glad that Judah's here because we've worked together in the past, and I just want to say that for all of you caffeine addicts out there, it all starts here. We admit that we are powerless over our addiction and that our lives have become unmanageable.
Amen.
12 steps.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we have a wide variety of people on our panel today, and I would like to open up questions, or rather statements on how you feel caffeine has changed your life, or how you feel that it can change your life.
Well, is it okay if I start?
Oh, go right ahead.
Well, it's made me 45 to 50 G a year selling the stuff, and unfortunately, I haven't been selling the coffee, which, you know, we're in the coffee capital of the country. But instead, I'm selling tea. And we're having a little bit of a problem. We're running against a couple of problems. You know, we'd started out, you know, our home base is in Detroit, Michigan. Contrary to the name, they are English blends of teas, but anyway, we started in Detroit, and we built, and we thought, hey, the Northwest is so much like, the climate is so much like England. Let's really push the tea in that direction. And we had the slogan, you remember, hey, you're just like London, Seattle, so drink a bunch of tea. Do you remember that?
I don't think I remember that.
Well, it wasn't the most successful campaign because it didn't, you know, really work. But caffeine in general has been good to me. It's been good to my career, and now we're just going to have to kind of tailor our product to the Seattle market.
It's a shame.
It is. It really is a shame. It very much like the crack dealer on the
Oh,
street.
please.
Direct parallels.
Very much like.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
Well, they're in the addiction for their own profit as well. You see, they sell addiction much like you do, much like a lot of the espresso people in town here.
And
I
yet
was
we
very
are
much involved.
sanctioned by government, free enterprise.
That's right.
A lot of people who like to drink caffeine products, and frankly, I don't see the correlation.
Well, here's a question I'd like to pose to the panel. Now, why is Seattle the largest caffeine drinking city in the country? Why is that true? Why? Is it because we have more weaker personalities here that just pick up on that sort of drug? Or is it the weather?
I'd like to address that if I could.
Okay.
A couple of things occur to me. One, Seattle's a large port in the United States, and a lot of the products that come in through the port are such that port authorities aren't conscientious about checking all of the shipments. All right? Understand?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, people are finding themselves attracted towards things which could be illicit, which give illicit results.
Are you saying that caffeine should be an illegal drug?
Yeah.
It is a drug, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It is a drug.
You think it is a drug?
What it is to Seattleites is legalized cocaine. It's legalized cocaine. It's
Caffeine
awful.
has allowed me to, do the business that I do and live in this free capitalistic society.
Take a look at yourself, Roger. I'm sorry, but you've been wearing the same thing for 15 years.
Hey, listen, that's my
it's
prerogative.
time to
I'm an
let go
American.
and let God.
I've been bred a patriot American, and I can do whatever I want.
Yes,
Right?
yes, Jude.
I mean, this keeps me awake. Strict doctor's orders. I mean, I am a narcoleptic.
There's a place for
And
you,
I mean,
Roger. And we would love
listen,
you.
don't bring that, that spiritual stuff or any of that, group, we love you crap around here, because I don't buy any of it.
Okay, I'm going to have to table that one. Now, Jude, you had something to...
Yeah, there was a point I was trying to make in that the coffee that's being brought into Seattle is wickedly strong, as you can see.
Do you feel like
wickedly
it's
strong.
stronger than any other parts of the country?
Absolutely,
Strong enough.
absolutely. Go to anywhere else in the country. Excuse me, just a minute. I want to make my point here. You go to anywhere else in the country, any restaurant, and you try the coffee there, and I mean, it's mild. It is like water compared to the stuff that they're serving here in Seattle. And the stuff that they're selling on the street is wicked. And what's worse is people can buy this coffee, take it home, and make it at any strength they want. Now this is where I see the real source of the problem is. People get turned on to this coffee that's too powerful. Have you seen the Orange Crush commercial? People getting blown off their skateboards right up into the sky. That's what this coffee is doing to people here.
Our research and development department looked into that because we're wanting to figure out how do we compete with coffee beans. And what we found is that there is a hybrid bean that has been developed in South America, Central America. Mm-hmm. And, what they're selling on the streets is a much more aromatic hybrid. It isn't any stronger. It doesn't give you any more of the effects of caffeine. It's just smells a lot better. So that's what lures the customer in, and that's what we're trying to do. Can I mention something?
Yeah.
We're changing. We've got a really exciting campaign going on. We're changing our name. It's been done before. Remember Jack in the Box? Monterey Jacks, remember that? Anyhow, we're changing, and our new name will be Modicianos. We're kind of working with that Italian theme, and that's where we compete with the coffee crowd.
So you think
we're going to use red and green and white as our colors now, and we're going to start using Italian names for some of our teams.
I just need to say, I'm sorry, but don't be fooled, people. Don't be fooled. It's just a substitute. For you addicts out there, don't be fooled. It's just as dangerous.
Let's talk herbal. We've got herbal. And herbal tea is wonderful.
You're right. Herbal tea. Fabulous.
So
choice.
what you're saying is that it's not just the caffeine, but it's the whole Euro attitude that Seattle has become in love with, perhaps being another Venice or another Vienna.
Right, because the London thing apparently took a big dump. So we're going to go with the Italian thing, the Italy.
So what
the
are some of the teas that you've come up with?
We've come up with chamomilio, which is our chamomile, sort of disguised in a fun way, in an Italian flair. Peppermintino, Darjeelinio, which is our Darjeeling. And then we have two basic divisions. We have Té al Negro, which is black teas. And then we have the Tés herbal, which are our herbal teas. And those, you know, are no problem for those who have a problem with caffeine and that sort of thing.
Right.
We've got one. We've developed something that's a lot of fun. We've developed a tea in a bag, which smells and tastes exactly like coffee. No grinding to be done, no grounds to clean up, none of all the other apparatus that you need. The
Basically
that does
making it easier for the addict to get closer to their addiction.
We've got it in herbal, Linda. We've got it in herbal. We've got it in herbal.
Now that would be okay.
It'll be on the shelves in about 2 months.
Sarah, I'd like to say something here because I feel what's happening here in Seattle is just the beginning of a problem that is going to be horrifying and is going to spread across this country. I was born in Big Bend, Texas. I used to be a rodeo cowboy. My daddy was a rancher. And I tell you, on the circuit, these boys would drink some coffee. I mean, this stuff came in. It was smuggled in through Mexico. As a matter of fact, my father, unfortunately, was used in some of these scams where they brought this very powerful coffee from Central America in. And these rodeo boys would drink it, and they'd also get the bulls cranked up on this stuff. I mean, they would inject the caffeine. Now, hold on a second.
This is all propaganda.
No, it's not. I've seen boys killed. I'm telling you, I saw strong, healthy boys killed drinking caffeine. They were so cranked up.
How are they killed?
Oh, they lost control. No, on the bull. Okay, first of all, the bull's all cranked up on caffeine. Right. I mean, this bull's like a firework spinning around with flames coming out of his behind. And these boys have to ride that bull, and they lose motor control because of the strength of the drug. Now, another time, let me just tell you this one thing, the power of this chemical. My daddy had some burros on this ranch, and one of these coffee importers, like this boy sitting here in his bathrobe, came down and rented 10 burros for 3 days. And I tell you what he was doing was smuggling some of this extra powerful caffeine back into the country. And he filled those burros with some sealed containers, a coffee inside, just like they're smuggling cocaine. And one of them containers broke, and this burro, her name was Mariah, it was a hideous sight. I'm telling you, she just swore.
Well, it looks like Pecos Bill here has been sitting around the campfire, you know, trading stories with his...
Hey, at least I'm outside.
Well,
look at you
about
sitting
stories,
inside. You look
we'll take a look at Linda Boren's videotape that she brought us. It illustrates how she went rock bottom.
It was not a pretty day in my life.
And not a pretty day in her life. And now we'll show our viewers and our panel as to what the effects of caffeine could have on you.
Take close notes.
I'd like to keep in mind the herbal aspect of the whole thing.
Keep in mind the herbal aspect. So let's watch the monitor and have a look at Linda's.
An excellent example of what could happen to you.
Here we go.
Oh, good morning, honey. Hi. Did you have a nice night's sleep? Oh, good. Oh, coffee. Oh, yes. I'll be right back, sweetie. I'm gonna go make some coffee. Just a sec. It'll only take a minute. I'll just grind those beans right up. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh, honey, you didn't have to get up. Good morning. Only one thing I love more than my coffee. Okay. Honey, what did you buy? You bought decaf? No, what for? You know, okay, it's okay. It's okay. I have my private stash. Thank God. This is gonna be great. Huh? Oh, spilled a few. Who cares, huh? Oh. Huh? Honey, oh, honey, it doesn't work. Honey, it doesn't work. Fix fix it, honey. Fix it. Yeah. You have to fix it, honey. We have to have coffee, honey. Honey, you have to go. You have to go. You have to get some. Yes, you have to go and get some, okay? Go and get some, honey. Go and get some coffee. Go. Well, are you going?
Hi, what can I get for you today? Latte? Well, I can make you a single latte, a double latte, or I can throw another latte. I can make it skinny, or I can be 2% whole milk, foamy, no foam, tall, short. Regular, non-fat for you? Okay.
Oh, we have lattes, mocha lattes, cafe generas, cafe viennese. Now, mocha? Do you want whipped cream on that?
Single? Single tall, double tall, non-fat, 2%. Tall, breve. Oh, okay. Here's from out of town. Double latte.
Hi, I'm home. Hi. 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 Hi.
I'm sorry.
I know this seems very emotional to you, and we really appreciate you sharing that tender moment with you.
Still gets to me.
It's really kind of fresh, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that was a very, very explicit video on how caffeine can, well, just ruin your life. Isn't that right?
It is. Yeah. Just watching that, you know, I have to tell Seattleites, places to stay away from. The city it's just insidious, and as it says in the 12-step book,
The word lightweight comes to my mind. I'm sorry.
Lightweight, you couldn't even get dressed for this program. What's he talking about?
Just couldn't handle her, caffeine intake.
He runs a business. He runs a healthy business, doesn't he?
he needs to recover.
Oh, boy.
Okay, we can no longer blame people, places, and things for our addiction. We must face our problems and feelings.
Mr. Nixon, could you? He must have fallen asleep.
He's fallen asleep.
Must have fallen asleep.
There are places to stay away from in this city. Downtown Seattle, Queen Anne area. Everywhere you go, within yards of each other, there's espresso stand after espresso stand. It's just too dangerous for you out there, addicts. Stay away. Find a new place. Renton. There's not much espresso there.
Andrea, you have a comment to make?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that not only the sight of it and the smell of it, but the sound of the espresso cart is something that we're trying to emulate. And we are working on a teapot that will make that steaming milk sound.
Teapot.
Right.
That is amazing.
It'll make that And then you just, what you're doing is you're just heating up the water, but you get that fun sound.
I love that sound.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
You know, I can't imagine giving up coffee. It's such an important part of American lifestyle
It's like
to have
hot
a
dogs,
Why don't you just give up the
pie,
actual coffee? Why don't you give up the coffee, but keep the same great coffee taste, the same great coffee aroma, and you know, the same intense amount of caffeine that, heck, with teas now we're able to do what coffee can do. We can make your skin break out. We can make you lose sleep and make you a little jittery at work.
But why, you know, this is where we disagree. I mean, why not just go with the coffee? Why not just go with the real stuff and break out with the real?
Be different.
You know?
Try something different. Try something new.
Jute knows why. Tell them about what happens when coffee is no longer enough.
Hey, I'm telling you, people go on to cocaine. They go on to cocaine, they go on to
From
heroin,
coffee.
they go on to marijuana, all of those drugs.
Would you correlate the word caffeine with cocaine?
Absolutely, absolutely. Both plants come from the same Brazil, Colombia.
You don't have to
That's
get
where
as
they grow
dressed up
coffee.
to drink coffee as you do to go out and do cocaine with
Nope.
friends. And you don't have to, well, with any caffeine is what I'm saying, not just coffee, because we know I'm not into that. But you don't have to sleep with
telling you,
people
the
you don't
problem
like. It's a lot
escalates.
cheaper. It's
People
a lot
that
cheaper.
drink coffee, you know how much it costs you? You buy one latte a day, costs you anywhere from $1.25 to $2.25 for one cup of coffee, and the price is going up all the time. You drink 4 or 5 of those a day, we're talking $14 to $24 a week. You add that over 5 years, it's very
But you don't have to
expensive.
sleep
gotta
with
give money
slime
back
balls
into
to
the
drink
system somewhere, you know.
caffeine.
But you will be.
That's true. I
You
mean,
will be.
Yeah, that is a good point. And I guess my question wasn't quite answered, is what exactly is the cause of the love affair between coffee and Seattle? I mean, we don't have San Francisco isn't
Well,
that
I
way.
think that
New York isn't that way.
Being a recovering addict, that maybe I can shed some insight. How many days a year does the sun shine here? Not many. We have to find something to make ourselves feel good in this city. And I
Kickstart.
turn to caffeine,
That's right.
and I'm telling you, on that day when I hit bottom, if I had had cocaine, I would have done it.
And the sun was
Because
out that
the
day, wasn't
The
it?
sun, no.
You should have been outside, you know, drinking caffeine.
You're a fine one to talk about being outside. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm not usually that rude. We believe in God and love and understanding in CDA, Coffee Drinkers Anonymous.
It's a proven fact that people are in need of sunshine. I mean, people are having special lamps built over their
how do we solve
desks.
this problem in Seattle? The Seattleites here drink coffee, they drink tea, it makes them feel better. There's nothing we can do about the weather. Yes.
The problem with the way to solve the coffee problem is switch over to tea.
It's like telling an alcoholic to switch over to heroin. It's just
Well, I
not.
don't think it's quite the same.
It's just not a solution.
I mean,
not a
now you're going to
solution.
say that, you know, our great President Bush is saying, you know, like, take caffeine, take drugs as a means to, you know, sedate the, you know, the society, American society. I mean, come on.
Let's have a little.
Can you?
This is apparently the only thing that works here. A little whiff of that. Whiff of that. A little coffee. A little.
See, coffee strips
It's
the
just gone
vitamins.
too
It's like
far for
strip
him.
mining your body from the inside out. You ever seen a strip mine, copper mine, coal mine? It's hideous. We're talking about raping Mother Nature, and that's what this drug is doing from the inside out. Strips all the B vitamins right out of your system.
Do you drink pop?
No, sir, I do not.
No.
So we're talking about major American corporations that have based their sole existence on the sale of caffeine products via soda pop, tea, coffee. So what? I mean, you two seem to be fighting a losing battle, because I'm not going to change.
Oh dear.
And I
While-
know
while
Mr.
it's
Nixon's gonna
lucrative,
change.
Amen to that.
While it's lucrative and while it's popular, things aren't going to change.
That's right.
And that's what we're kind of counting on.
Yeah,
Will be
and
channels.
it seems to me that you two have to deal within your own problems about how you deal with caffeine. It hasn't affected my life. Has it affected your life?
Denial.
Perfectly
You're in-
happy life.
Well,
You're-
see,
you're
now
both
that
in denial
Very,
here.
very much in denial, sir.
Denial of what?
Denial of your habit, which has just literally ruined your adrenal gland, and you no longer have any energy to
Oh,
even
come on,
get
there's no
dressed.
medical proof that, you know, it ruins my adrenal gland.
Oh, there's quite a bit of medical substance to what I'm saying.
Would you just take a close up here of this man's head? If you look at his forehead, there's a large flat spot, which I'm just going to assume comes from him banging his head on his desk whenever he falls asleep.
I think you're assuming things.
Did you fall asleep during this show?
Listen, yes, I have, but I'm a narcoleptic. I can't do anything about
Can I say
that.
something?
Go right ahead, Andrea.
You know, we are trying to work on tapping that youth market, and we've come up with a cute little cartoon guy. His name is Bags, and he's like a lovable guy that's made of tea bags. And what we're hoping is that we can lure the youth into the tea market. But we're starting with the herbal for the kids, for the really young kids.
It just
and
is
then
like
we'll build
saying,
up into
here, you're sick, smoke a joint. You know, it's terrible. It just leads from one addiction to another. What are you trying to do to the youth of America?
Wouldn't you have to admit, Linda, wouldn't you have to admit that certain people have a predisposition to addiction to caffeine and others don't?
And
Because I don't
isn't it
have a
true
problem.
that you could make out any sort of thing that we do in life an addiction and have clacks for everything and CDAs for everything that we do? Isn't that
Well,
right?
we do have that. That's right. But
I mean,
Well,
there's-
unfortunately, we're living in a society where it's very hard to get through a day. And if you can let go of the things that you've become addicted to and let God, that's our message.
Isn't it true?
And whatever your God is, it doesn't have to be.
Oh, come on, don't bring the spiritual crap in here, all right? Jesus, it's not about God and coffee,
And yet
right?
you'll say Jesus, won't you?
Listen, you know, it's my God-given right that I can, you know, take the Lord's name in vain. It says so in the amendment. You know,
Well, all
the
I can
Constitution
say-
of the United
all
States,
I can say
freedom
is
of
that
speech, right?
I love you, Roger.
Oh, God. Sheesh.
I do.
Now things have gotten a little out of control here, and I'd just like to focus in a
You don't
little
even
bit
know me.
before
You know, how can you say you
before we
love
take
me?
off.
Wow.
One final word from everyone on the panel.
sorry.
She's so jacked up on this stuff. I used to do that too.
But see, she's smiling.
She's happy.
She's happy.
She's happy. She's got a business in this capitalistic society.
what's
I'm
not to
happy
be happy
too.
about?
I'm happy too.
Oh, what about becoming addicted to recovery and diving in yourself into books like that and organizations like that to help everybody? I mean, isn't it true that you just lose yourself in those things as well? And
Isn't it a
Right.
shame, Jude, when we live in a world where trying to reach out and help people is thought to be wrong?
This is a sick society, and
It
we have
is
to make some
so
admissions
sick.
here. Try to help ourselves and try to help one another.
Yeah, well, Mr. and Mrs. Holier Than Thou, you know, I mean, I think you can take your books, you know, and just, you know, take off somewhere. Take off into the woods, into the mountains, and ride your cattle there. Sit around the campfire and eat your goddamn beans there. You know, I mean, and you, with your, you know, your religious, you know, sanctions or, you know, whatever.
There's a lot of
It's a
anger
cult.
coming
I mean,
out
it's
here.
a cult.
A lot of anger.
It's a
A lot
cult,
of irritability that's just coming out through this coffee. It just brings it on.
You know,
It's
sometimes
like any other addiction. It really,
Sometimes when you
really
feel
is.
yourself getting uptight, you know, you can always just have a nice cup of chamomile with a little honey, and it just kind of smooths out the wrinkles in life.
Can you get that chamomile with caffeine in it?
Sure you can, sure. It's normally, we would put it in as a chemical additive, but it would certainly be possible. You know, nowadays, for people who have a hard time with, you know, drinking it, we have nostril suppositories. They sort of give you the aroma.
Well, there,
for
you know,
the,
ingenuity. Ingenuity
That's
is what
right.
we're here about in America.
Well, there.
God bless
I think
America.
that sums it
We
up.
came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity.
And then we had a cup of coffee, a cup
That's
of
right.
tea, a
Wake
cup
up in the
of
morning.
whatever.
Thank you very much for joining us today. This has been really smart people talk about important stuff, and you've heard some of our ideas about caffeine and coffee in Seattle. Thanks for joining us.
I'm wondering, do you have a sponsor that sells
Yes,
you do have?
airtime.
Oh yeah, I'd be really interested in talking to you about that.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be really
Great. So
Get it. Jesus.
No, if you read
I think
the
it would
first page.
just,
Get it out of here, all
I
right?
don't think he's willing to admit
What is-
the powerless.
you folks want to go out for a little cup of something?
Well,
I mean,
love that
herbal
tea.
Herbal tea, that'd be great.
Talk about coffee. You know,
Great.
Schmurble.
Be great.
yeah, that was good. Thanks so much, everyone. And